I remember when I was very young and coming out of studying with different people like Stella. I later went to Strasbourg to see who she hated. I was with him for a little while. He had some good things. But I remember there were a couple people in class with me when I was with Stella. It was a very small class. It was just Stella, who were like, they seemed to be like absolutely brilliant and overly sensitive, and they dropped out of it acting within 2 years. And there were other people who weren't as terrific, who hung in and got better and better and better. And yeah, that's where you say you have to keep going and not give up. So.
You know, I think there's some people that you immediately see, for lack of a better term, you see the soul. The soul is right out there. It's there. And there are other actors, oh, there's such gross generalizations, but there are other actors who have to work harder. And I'm not going to say names. When you and I are off the cameras, I'll say names that I know who are wonderful, great actors, but they really, it doesn't come easy to them. They have to work and work and work. And maybe part of that is here, as opposed to relaxing into it and going, I trust this. Do yourself a favor, trust yourself. There are some people that have to, that idea is foreign to them, that it's necessary, that they have to work hard, I think. And I don't like that.
I saw a thing that really sort of resonated with me a year or two ago. Charlie Rose was interviewing Pacino, and he said, do you have to be into it 24/7, what you're doing? And Pacino said, when I was younger, yeah, I had to be connected with it every moment of my day when I wasn't sleeping. He said, but nowadays I trust myself. I can go and do it and then go out and take 10 minutes screwing around with somebody and go right back into it. And I thought, and then the other thing he said was, Rose said to him, you've done many things, so when you get a new part, you must feel pretty easy about doing it. And Pacino said, no, as a matter of fact, every time I get a new part, I'm certain I'm going to fail at it. And that was another thing that, to use that word, resonated with me.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
I wake up some mornings and I go, and it doesn't matter what year it was, my stomach's churning, I'm doing that, but I have to then say to myself again, give yourself, come on, Johnny, wake up, give yourself a break here. Don't do this to yourself. Don't be sick to your stomach. What kind of fucking torture is that to put anybody through? And I don't want to do that anymore. Not to say that it doesn't happen sometimes, but I do remind myself it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was nice that I got nominated for an Emmy 27 years ago, but now I've been nominated for a couple more. The recognition is a lot bigger.
I get stopped on the street 50 times a day. I take pictures. I sign autographs.
You're back there in New York with the elite.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out here with down in the dirt, grinding it out, hoping I can get a 7-Eleven commercial, guys.
I've only done 3 commercials in my life, and sales dropped on all of them. I did a commercial for Volvo years ago that was gorgeous, in a station wagon with a woman supposed to be my wife. We were like, we got older, we're no longer hippies or something, and we have a Volvo. And I read her excerpts of Jack Kerouac's On the Road while riding. A beautiful passage. And I heard from hundreds of people, or dozens of people I know, they said, that commercial's gorgeous, and it reminded me of how wonderful that book was. It was his best book. I went out and got the book right away.
Didn't buy
but
the
no
car.
one bought a Volvo. They went back to Donald Sutherland right away. It's the truth.
I mean, I'd do a commercial if they asked me. Nobody asked me.
I don't get it. It's not my world. You ever see the guys that go up for commercials? They carry these bags. They can change wardrobe 6 times.
It's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal.
And
No.
they have a positive attitude, which I lack.
Yeah, I know. When I leave the house, my wife says to me, behave, please, just behave. But it's hard, and the older you get, it's hard to keep your mouth shut,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't care that much anymore about whether, I mean, I don't say nasty.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
But I say, yeah,
don't worry.
yeah. Okay. You said a nice thing the other day when you said something about some show or something, and you said, well, if I don't have anything good to say about it, I'm not going to say anything about it, which was nice. It's like you don't say anything bad about the dead.
I still want to do this. The simple philosophies, whether you ever put up an Aristotle or Plato or whatever, but Thumper's mom, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all.
It's true.
It's true.
Well, I get in hassles with my wife because with her I say things that, and she always gets upset with me. Sometimes about like generic types that are in episodic television, and I say, yes, they're all cute, a lot of them, and they don't overact, but they don't do anything that is memorable for me, at least at this point. And she argues it with me.
And there's a lot we don't remember at this age. That's not true. You know what? We're fucking holding up.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta say about it.
Yes. But we have assisted acting. That's like assisted living for old actors.
But I hate the room. I mean, at what point, yeah, now I am going to be spoiled.
What?
Enough time sitting out there on the fold-up chairs, getting ready to go into the room, and having producers sit on the couch, still carrying on their conversation while you stand at the door, chewing your knuckles, because this is my bloodthirsty Spaniard saying to me before I leave the house, behave. Jonathan, behave. And I'm going, I don't think I can behave anymore. You want to jerk them out of the chair.
I've gotten in a couple disputes with people. I went for something many years ago, though, where the guy said, can you get rid of your accent? I said, what? He said, I read again, and he said, can you lose the accent? I said, what accent? And we went a third time. He said, you need to lose the accent. I said, I didn't just come in from East Europe. What the fuck are you talking about? He said, can you do a Midwestern accent? I said, why the fuck didn't you say that to begin with? He gave me the part anyhow. He did give me the part, but it just,
But wait, what? Jesus.
But, you know, I didn't understand what he was saying to me. So.
Well, I'll tell you a fun one, and really quickly. So I'm standing outside at Fox at 5 o'clock on a winter night, and they need a bad guy. And you're looking at the 13, 12 guys, dozen that are standing out there, and you recognize every one of them. And you go, and for what the role was, you could have taken this one and done it that way, this one, and now they're late. And we're outside the bungalows, and it's cold. And people are being polite, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was the first one on the list, and I walked in there, and the casting director, da-da-da-da-da. And I went, it was like Tourette's. I went, what are you guys doing? I said, first of all, you're late. You got all these guys standing out there. Any one of them could do the job. And the casting director was immediately going, oh, my, wringing the hands, and da-da-da-da-da. And the producer sitting in a chair said something, which I didn't take the right way. And I, again, like Tourette's, I turned to him, I said, I'll jerk you right out of that chair. And he's a big kid. He got on me, he kicked my ass. But I just was like right there, right? And much to his credit, he goes, well, it's a mighty deep chair. At this point, the casting director was ready to call security. And I looked at him though, and I thought, and he handled it the right way. And he said, he apologized. He said, could you please do whatever? And then we did the reading, you know. But, yeah.
And you
first of all, I liked the story.
And you got the part.
Yeah, I did. But first of all, I liked the story. But it's what you go through. What you go through.
When I first came out to LA, and I didn't come out here until I was much older, like in my early 40s, and my agency wanted me to come out. I was used to auditions in New York where you just went however you were. I started going to things out here, and sometimes, a lot of times, people were specifically dressed for the thing, which I had only seen with people commercials in New York. So there was one point at which they sent me out for a Western, and I went to this office. When I had first come out here, there were 10 guys sitting there in Stetsons and boots and cap pistols and cowboy ties, and I looked around thinking, whoever shows up with the horse is going to get the part. Because I wasn't dressed at all. I actually didn't get the part, maybe because I just went, and I didn't know that that was part of. It's not.
With that kind of a lack of imagination, I will tell you something, advice that somebody.
Lack of imagination on the part of the casting people.
The
that
casting,
always bothers me.
But here's something that somebody said to me, which is not true, but it was food for thought. They said to me, you just remember that most rooms you walk into, you're going to be the smartest guy in the room. All right. Now, I know how arrogant and how over the top that sounds, but for young actors, or any actor, remember why you're there to act. It's a chance to act. And you very well may be the smartest guy in the room, or woman.
I also my response used to be about this coming dressed to the part. I used to think, hey, you do the acting, I'll do the wardrobe. Otherwise, you do the wardrobe. I'm not getting into the fucking wardrobe. I never like to get into that stuff, because my thing is, probably you and many other actors, I need to be comfortable when I'm up for something, and I'm not interested in whatever's loose and easy. And
if you were supposed to go be a businessman on Wall Street right now,
that I wouldn't show up with a T-shirt
no.
for it.
That's what I'm saying, though. You would dress exactly. You could dress
maybe,
like that. I buy it.
I would not go in a torn T-shirt, but
no.
Yeah, for something like that.
But for that to walk in and read, it's not disrespect. It's about my comfort level, about what I'm doing.
Because,
I think
it's like it's the same as like if you were a painter doing just. To show somebody you're doing a sketch of what you're going to do, and you need to be able to get into that, not whether you're wearing the artist's smock or not.
If I ever read for a painter again, I promise you, I'm going to bring the fucking palette. I'm going to wear the smock and the beret, the big beret. I'm going to do it.
That's what I loved.
And I'm going to talk with an accent like this.
The real painters are no different than butchers and bakers and truck drivers. They're guys on the ground, and they do the work. They're not, eyes in the sky getting things from God that turn them on. They often do artists that way, like voices are coming at them. I worked in a really terrible play with Jack Guilford, the old comic. His line was, "The whole trick is to outlive the competition." That's what he said. I think I am at that point now.
You can't ever give up. You just can't. If you love it this much, you can't give up.
That's true.
It's my life, for Christ's sakes. What does my life mean to me? It's everything I do. It's everything I ever wanted. It's everything I am.
I used to say, and maybe it's still true, the wonderful thing about it is, because I've always been I used to be so shy I didn't even talk and closed off. It liberates me. They give me things that allow me to do things I could never do in my life. Sort of, I don't know what it, but I love it very much.
And thank God you do it. I don't care. Thank God you do it. You're a great actor.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. I think you're the second coming of Marlon Brando. You do so little. I have to work with you tomorrow night. I don't know if all of this is good for. I have to throw that away.
Shit. No, we still gonna shoot each other's ass. Come on.
I would rather not know you that well. I have to forget about that.
What are you talking about? You're going about. When I was younger, I lived with it a lot.
Yeah. No. You're right. You're right.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I'll kick you in the kneecap if it'll make you feel better. I don't know what to tell you.
With one of those spikes on the end.